Greetings from our team, we are Thunderbirds. And here's our video on this year's topic, supply chain planning in the FMCG industry. And now let's kick off with the first part. What is a supply chain? Supply chain consists of all the activities related to the flow of goods, money, and information that come into and out of the company. According to supply chain operation reference, there are 5 processes in a typical supply chain, including plan, source, make, deliver, and return. Supply chain planning, the very first step in SCORE model, is all the activities including predicting future requirements to balance supply and demand. Supply chain planning has 3 hierarchical approaches: strategic, tactical, and operational, with sales and operations planning as the core. S&OP is a process with the exclusive objective to balance demands and company's limited resources, ensuring consistency with the company's strategies. Well, let's talk about planning process. Demand planning plays an initial role in supply chain planning. After having the demand forecast from this phase, we move on to the next step, master production planning, with the outcome, which is master production schedule. Based on the production schedule, the material requirement planning phase will be the next step. At the same time, with master production planning, the distribution requirements planning will also be carried out to finally come to transportation planning. Inventory policies impact the whole process, especially distribution planning, production planning, and transportation planning. So, why must entrepreneurs need planning? First and foremost, with proper planning, firms can save time and reduce cost. Additionally, planning phase helps us to identify, assess, and generate solutions to both external and internal risks that are waiting to cause million disruption. Moreover, we can optimize our capacity by balancing demand and company's limited resources. Last but not least, forming an integrated and consistent orientation for the company. Apparently, with planning, all business functions will collaborate on an integrated basis smoothly and effectively. FMCG industry has typical features that influence the planning phase compared to the other industry. Firstly, demand fluctuation and mood effect need to be concerned. Demand in the FMCG industry is super responsive to intrinsic and external factors like price fluctuation and trends. Demand pattern of specific goods may follow the so-called seasonality. For example, demand of ice cream is very high in summer but very low in winter. Meanwhile, boom effect refers to the amplification of demand fluctuation across tiers in the supply chain when you go upstream. So, to deal with demand fluctuation and boom effect, when it comes to demand planning, we should increase the focus quality by gathering and processing historical data with appropriate statistical method and apply more information collaboration between the players in the supply chain. Second, this industry also requires an extensive distribution network. Goods are delivered to customers through both general trade and modern trade channels. The products need to be existing in the market of a village on the hill, not to mention every supermarket and grocery stores in cities. Therefore, the differences in culture, geography, and demography need to be taken care of for a better goods allocation and selection of transportation mode. In other words, this feature increases the complexity of distribution requirements planning. Finally, time and availability are sometimes a competitive advantage. Customers always want to reduce lead time and receive the goods faster, so unperishable goods need to be transferred to customers ASAP before throw-in. Customer satisfaction is also decided by on-shelf availability and stockout events. This is where production planning and inventory policy come into play to ensure inventory on the time and shortest delivery time possible. To deal with typical challenges as stated earlier, Friesland Capital Vietnam has developed a multi-purpose solution known as e-delivery. It's a business solution working on both web-based and mobile applications, either installed or integrated to FCV's distributors IT system. The system is a breakthrough in Vietnam FMCG industry because it helps FCV put in practice better manage inventory by managing distributors' real-time inventory, optimize their resources such as human resources, truck fleets, and enable real-time fleet tracking. Thanks to e-delivery, FCV can now automate 2 processes: refilling the distributor inventory and scheduling deliveries from distributors' warehouse to downstream retailers. FCV and their distributors are both in the win-win situation by working on a collaborative planning, forecasting, and replenishment. The integrated system brings benefits to both LCV and the distributors, as well as LCV by applying better managed inventory. The forum can capture real demands and real sales. It's the information transparency that enables FCV to improve demand forecasts and reduce the consequences of one-way effects by generating the optimal distribution solution daily with intelligent algorithm. Friesland Cabinet Vietnam can solve the problem of extensive distribution network and ensure the availability of goods in the right place and at the right time. Distributor can also optimize their resources and reduce costs by cooperating with Friesland Cabinet Vietnam to implement the strategic system.